What's up, everyone? This is yours truly, Mr. Steven, and welcome to the Steven Factor. And tonight, I'm getting ready to call my friend over here. Emily and I are going to do a very first debate. It's called the Holiday Debate. Now, just want to let you know, today is December 2nd, and Christmas is almost like 3.5 weeks away, if I'm mistaken. And we are definitely talking about what's going on in this holiday world, from Christmas to Thanksgiving to the cultures. So that's why I'm calling here for the on this outstanding debate, because she needs to let it all out ASAP. So let's try to give her a call. All right, Emily, give me 1 second here. I don't know how. I don't know how. I just started thinking, what did you want to even say about that woman? Okay, all right, Emily, you're on now. So good evening. Hi there. Okay, Emily. Um, I know that how you really feel since couple of months, since during a month ago, about what is really happening. So here's what we're going to do. Now tonight we're going to having a very first the holiday debate. Now Thanksgiving was over, and you have so many controversy with your ex false prophet on Instagram, and her name is Sherrox 54. It's She Rocks 54. Yes, she works 54. So tell me your own point of view about what is really going on in her mind, what is really going on her disagreements about the Thanksgiving, the culture, and even animals. What's going on? Oh, see, what it was is I think I showed you before. She talked about not eating turkeys for Thanksgiving, or maybe she just said holidays or whatever, because she just doesn't really believe in animals. But I wanted to remind her that indigenous people like me will eat what we've done for such a long time, in certain regions, is eat turkeys as a traditional food. And I know some indigenous people like me will have, sometimes traditional foods for Thanksgiving and such, if they do want to do that, because I know some indigenous people like to do whatever things for Thanksgiving to basically like celebrate indigenous culture. I know for some it's also been like a day of mourning as well. And I told her about that, and she talked about, I forgot how she put this up about animals not deserving to be killed because of whatever superiority. But like with an indigenous teaching, you are not superior to anyone or anything. That's just not the truth. That's not why we would ever eat animals, is for something to do with superiority. And then in another video, it was like a duet TikTok of, I mean, she didn't really do anything, but it was her and like some other woman talking about why do we justify eating animals in certain cultures, such as indigenous cultures, and say the reason why we justify it is because of it being part of the culture. But why do we not do the same thing with? She mentioned like the woman she was duetting mentioned like child marriage or whatever, and I'm just in my mind thinking, yo, child marriage is not even nowhere near the same thing as eating an animal. Like, that was next level for me. Wow. I never heard that child marriage before, because it doesn't make any sense, to be honest with you. Does this child marriage is related to the Bible? I don't know where she got the child marriage part from. Is like, I'm not too sure what group she's trying to talk about. I know as far as people native to the Americas, as far as I know, there wasn't necessarily like a child marriage. Now, as far as other places, I don't know. Like I've heard of it before. I don't know where exactly that woman was trying to talk about. And I think some of the whatever type of female circumcision too, and I'm just like, whoa, doing things like that to people was not the same thing as eating animals to me. And like, I can understand people not wanting to eat animals. That's perfectly fine. It makes sense to me. I know people do it for religious reasons and many other reasons. But like I told that woman, if you're against, indigenous hunting or fishing practices, if you're basically against people trying to, I guess, basically reconnect with their indigenous heritage. Like I wanted to go hunting this year, haven't gotten to. But anyways, like I was telling her, if that's what you're against, really you're just anti-indigenous. If you're anti-indigenous, you might as well just get off the land.
Wow. Wow. I don't have no thoughts, but at the moment, but I think when she said it was completely untrue. I really don't know where she get information from, or what church did she go to, or maybe some parents told her it could be a total lie.
I don't know anything about any of that either. She never did say anything about like a particular denomination that she's part of, because I don't know her personally either. But it just seemed crazy to me. Like, what in the world? Now, as far as factory farmed meat, that makes sense, because factory farming, the way animals have to, live in these places, it is terrible. But as far as hunting practices, to me, that is just nowhere near as bad. And I feel like, what would be wrong with people who are, indigenous to this land? Like, what's wrong with us ever wanting to live off the land and want to hunt? Like, I don't quite get more sensitive about animals being hunted. I get it, but it's like, but then again, I guess I also don't get it. It's like, just, I don't even know how to articulate it. It's just, wow.
I wanna ask you this. Since day one, how long you met with this She-Rock 54?
Honestly, I don't really know as far as a particular day or a year. I've known of her for a few years. I'd say like 2, maybe 3, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I never really had a problem with anything that she posted. It was never that big of an issue, but I just wanted to say, just don't forget about how indigenous people eat turkeys and how that's a traditional food for us and everything. And then that happened.
If she wanted to protect the animals, go to WWF.
Right. And like I said, I don't really have a problem with her views as far as veganism or whatnot. That's fine. You can do that all you want. But it's like, how could you basically be anti-indigenous like this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how could you? Because she even said it. You probably have to look it up, but whatever post she made of all the different things she supports and talked about, in that photo, he was showing that she supports indigenous communities, and that was a little while before she made the post, and I'm just like, do you really support indigenous communities if you don't really support our hunting or fishing practices that actually are sustainable?
No.
That's how it felt to me too.
Well, if she wanted against that, she will definitely to need to. You know why? This is why I really don't like this woman. To be honest with you, in my opinion, I think maybe she's in cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, to be honest with you. So, but I think that maybe she was completely politically incorrect. But you know what my prediction is? I predict if she wants to run as any kind of politician, from congresswoman to governor, or she become a preacher to build her own church, is on her, and that is on her beliefs. I don't know what kind of get information from. I really don't know if she get so many information when she was a little preteen or teenager. But I think that this woman could be in the wrong place in the wrong time. If people want to vote for her about her disbeliefs, they will not go to vote for her because that's on her. It's on her. And she will spend millions and millions of dollars to prove that you should not should eat animals because it's Thanksgiving, or you shouldn't get along with people because this is their own culture, or even their equal rights, etc., etc. Because it will be on her. But in this holiday season, she knew what holiday will be even worse. Okay, speaking of holidays, let's talk about Christmas, Emily. Now you told me that she posted what Christmas is really all about. But when you sent me that post, it was been revealed that she had a disagreement what Christmas really all began. Correct?
I can't remember what all she said exactly, but something like that.
Okay. Like, remember when Jesus Christ born from Bethlehem over 2,000 years ago? Trying to little refresh your memory a little bit.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay then. Anything else before you leave?
Oh yeah, that reminded me with the whole Christmas thing. She wanted to talk about Christmas trees and whatnot being like a form of idolatry. Like I don't know if it was because you decorated or whatever. And like I told her, just because you decorate something doesn't mean anything. You
Mm-hmm.
can say the same thing about whatever you decorated in your room. And like I told her, idolatry is the worship of idols. Unless you were worshiping that, well, I guess it's not idolatry, is it? You'd have to actually worship it. And I've heard about Christmas having whatever pagan roots. I never looked into that because I felt like, it's whatever. I don't really care that much unless, I just feel like I guess it's kind of like what you make of it and really how you celebrate because I know there's so many different ways people do things about it. And I mean, as far as what would be pagan, I'm not too sure about what is supposed to be pagan about it, unless it's just the fact that you had a tree or whatever. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, she definitely need to work something to. Well, she definitely need to something to work on that because her disbeliefs is not going to ruin us on this holiday spirit. You know.
Right? Because I've always enjoyed Christmas as far as the way I do. I mean, my family anymore, we're not that worried about it having a Christmas tree or anything because, that's not really what it's about. It's just kind of more of like I guess kind of like a family thing, just to gather around and spend, some time together, have fun. Because, like with St. Nick, he gave presents to kids and this and that. I feel like Christmas is not this whole entire bad thing that she paints out to be like it's pagan and it's just demonic or whatever. Like, to me, it just seems ridiculous. Like, that's not the whole thing, sis. And I thought I should say another thing about Thanksgiving as far as for indigenous people. I know a lot of them, or well, I should say us, a lot of us don't particularly like it and feel like it's just a bunch of lies. And they're
Yes.
right on that. A lot of people don't know the truth. Some choose not to celebrate it, and it's more like a day of mourning for others. But I know I've heard, other people would like to use it as a way to tell whatever stories about whoever they may be a descendant of, the stories of their people or whoever. And, some would be, like traditional foods around that time. I know my family always has, and a few other indigenous people I know do the same thing. I just thought I should just share a bit more about that holiday for indigenous people, that is. I just thought maybe people would like.
Everyone, Mr. Steven here. Thank you so much for watching my new episode of The Steven Factor. If you want to learn more about my video, and especially my channel, hit the subscribe button. Alright? It's right here on your screen. And also, click on the notification bell to check out my newest latest videos. See you there.